going to be the ones that are going to be first picking this time around. So again, I feel like this is the time that they'll be able to, reflect on what happened last match and kind of come up with a plan of action to control Fireflux. Fireflux, to be honest, like they could just keep doing what they're doing, right? Like that, you kind of said that, RRQ was, controlling a little bit of the first match, but I think, Fireflux was doing a good job at fighting back and, just slinging punches as well, So I think Fireflux could just keep what they're doing. If there's an assassin hero into play, keep up the harassment, maybe fight mobility. Again, Bennett, there was just so many options that could have been a factor and could have been played that it's really hard to ultimately break it down just because it was just such a clutch game there by both sides. Both drafts were definitely grand finals worthy, even though it's the third place.
I mean, so with that being said, I know in the beginning you felt like RQ was the favorite. Who do you got on game number 3?
I still think RRQ would be the favorite, and it looks like they're not first pick this time around. I don't know if it's something they get to decide, but it looks like they are second pick again. So
I know in a lot of internationals, the loser gets to pick a lot of the time.
To decide.
I don't know if it's I don't know the exact format on this.
It's been a little
we
while.
We do normally see them switch, but I think so. Either every team has been favoring blue, and that's why they've been switching nonstop. Or maybe it has been loser picks, and this time RQ is like, no, we want second pick. They do ban out the Guinevere.
They're banning
pretty quick.
Okay.
Hopefully this is
going to be a whole different game.
We're going to play it real. Yeah.
This is going to be a whole different game this time around. I mean, the Matilda is still available. They still have the Arlott, the Ruby. So, again, one of those are probably going to be sneaking through the go here. So, we might see maybe they bait the Matilda out for Fireflux, force them into that first pick, so then they could utilize something a little bit different on the RRQ comp, or they could vice versa. You never know. I mean, they could be banning out the Lilia instead. I mean, they definitely didn't like that on the field, and it was such a great counter to the Nana. But Fireflux going for the Joy ban. We've been seeing the Joy ban quite a bit. We didn't see it in the first match, but definitely the second and now the third. And this is match point.
Yeah, I mean, everything's on the line here. I think it's 120 grand on the line right here. So even though it's just a third place match, quote unquote, it's still a big thing for both of these teams, especially a team like Fireflux, who has never gotten this far in an international event. Even in previous years, they've gone from top 8 to top 5, things like that, but never been able to really push the limits, and that's where they're at right now. RQ is not going to ban out the Ruby this time as their third ban, opted for that Gwynny and still keeping the Matilda and Barat. So Apex 47 going to quickly yoink that up. RQ Hoshi now, quick to response. Last time, what was their last first 2 picks? It was the Nana and the Minotaur. They could honestly still go for something like that. I think it could fit here.
Yeah, I mean, they pick up the Minnow quite a bit. Maybe, again, the Arlott is still on the field, so I'm not quite sure how comfortable they are with utilizing the Arlott, but could be a good thing. Picking up the Nathan. I did feel like that they need to load Skylar up first because he just seemed like he was having a little bit of a difficult time. There's the Work. So
last time,
this is a very...
What was their last first 2 picks? It was
again, has the sustainability to work with, depending on because it's Flex Hero too. It could either go Roam or it could go EXP. So, I mean, and it is in Banana's hands, but could still be swapped around. So I feel like that's something we got to keep on our mind.
Yeah, it's definitely possible it could be a Roam. It's definitely possible it could be an EXP. And we know RQ Hoshi thinks very highly of this Arlott. They've banned it the past 2 games. and it's been a solid pick so far in Games of Future. And with the range that it has with the Final Slash, you can kind of displace this Ruby if you need to, right? Without getting close. And a lot of heroes have trouble with that, right? A lot of heroes have trouble getting CC onto Ruby because Ruby's so good at just stopping that. But Tienzi gonna pick up the Nolan here. So we're looking at early game aggression from Tienzi. Tienzi, we saw it last time on the Gwenny, but this time you're not gonna build tanky on a Nolan. You're gonna commit from beginning of the game to the very end.
And I feel like you need an assassin type hero like that to be able to possibly catch Skylar, right? And again, we could be seeing some type of EXP being picked up maybe by Fireflex, could be a CC. Again, RRQ could flex this R-Lot into the roam slot and pick up CC to be able to have that front line. I do feel like they need to build that front line for the Nathan. And that's why Sunshine picked up the carry, right? Right away, the Phoveus, though.
Oh.
Is that
Insta pick.
Mid lane EXP? I mean,
mid lane EXP, anywhere. Roam, wherever you want to put him, wherever you want. I think he could actually. You might want to, I think Roam or mid might actually be pretty viable just because you really want him to be on Tienzi as soon as possible. You want him to be involved as soon as possible. The only problem is if you put him in mid and you put him up against Rosa with something that's going to have insane wave clear, could be dangerous. EXP lane might be the best slot for him, but either way, they have, so R-Lot Roam, Phoveus, EXP, either one. Get real crazy, R-Lot Roam, Phoveus mid.
Oh God. That's a wild.
They have the magic damage. They have the magic damage with the Natan in the gold lane. So really, not picking up an insane burst mage, even a big loss.
Yeah, they could either, again, go Aurora, or they could go Vexana. So could Fireflux, though. Both of those options are still available for both sides. They do need a little bit of crowd control on the side of Fireflux because the Ruby's there, but I feel like it's like slight displacement and slow instead of full CC. Though the I'm Offended can definitely be utilized to catch maybe some of the team of RRQ, but again, they're going to be sustainable. RRQ is looking to sustain in fights, and I feel like that's what they need, and they were lacking in some of these other team fights that Fireflux was coming with.
The last time Fireflux picked up this Nolan, they had a very similar enemy. They went up against Burnex Flash. They went up against the Phoveus. They picked up the X-Borg, which is a good answer to the Phoveus, especially if it ends up being EXP lane versus EXP lane, because X-Borg just chips. He never has to dash. He constantly just moves and kites. And it's just a solid answer overall, especially if RQ Hoshi decide to go on something bulkier in the jungle here. So that's definitely something we could be seeing from the side of Fireflux here. With Vexana banned out now, we still need mage. You said it earlier, Aurora's still open. Other than that, man, we're running out of ideas for mid lane. I think RQ Hoshi might have to put Phoveus on mid at this point. Go. Oh my God, I was right. Wait. Roam R-Lot.
Mid Phoveus.
Mid Phoveus, or maybe it's gonna be jungle Phoveus.
Could. That's
could be
wild.
Jungle Phove or jungle Natan. I have no clue.
It could be jungle anything.
They're all over the place right now. You got 3 fighters and Natan on the field right now. Jungle Phoveus could happen. I just think it's kind of slow. Spicy. Fireflux needs 2 picks now. I think X-Borg might be the way to go here.
X-Borg? Yeah. X-Borg could be a good EXP. They could even rock the Terizla again. They just need something a little bit tankier. Rosa picking up the Aurora. That's that's CC that they needed, right? Like paired that with the Ruby and then
Ruby EXP.
they go, yeah, so great flex. I like that. You were saying this on previous games. Be available to flex that Ruby if need be. So baiting the Tigreal until the end. Wow.
Because here's the thing, where did they lose last time when they picked up the Benedetta? The problem was that when Ruby was the roam for Fireflux, Ruby was not able to peel or protect Sunshine or Rosa. This time, Alien's going to be able to hold Apex 47 is going to be able to hold the front line with that Tig, and Ruby can kind of play the mid of her team a bit more, kind of rotate from the front line to the back line and be able to stop them. But they're Four fighters. They finally locked in a Martis for the side of RQ.
Welcome ya, selamat datang yuk. Sudah beli
this looks like a Knights of Fate from like NACT. This looks like a Knights of Fate composition from NACT like last season or 2 seasons ago. 4 fighters and a marksman. RRQ risking it all at match point. Definitely not the most down-to-earth composition. They do have counters, they do have answers, but is this this abnormal draft going to really work? Is it going to be glued enough together enough?
I would hope, and I feel like this is what we're going to have to figure out coming into this match. Again, I think it's another wild draft by RRQ and a little bit more of a straightforward one by Fireflux. So again, do they get out draft because of this wild pick? Maybe meta setters. I mean, 4 fighters is quite wild into this comp. Again, the Fireflux, I mean, they're looking good from my opinion, and I kind of was rocking the RQ, but I think right now I'm gonna go back to textbook and I'm gonna just say Fireflux is kind of winning this one right now.
Fireflux's draft is definitely the more normality, right? It's textbook. It's simple. We did not get crazy for match point. We did not get crazy for 120 grand. RQ, I think RQ, all right, if they want to do this, we're going to have to try to beat them down with something a little bit different. They do have rotation. They do have the surprise factor here. They have aggression. You have the Benedetta to be able to get to the back line. You have a lot of answers. The question is are those answers going to mesh well together? There's a reason why you have a mage. There's a reason why you have a marksman. There's a reason why you have a roam and all of these different heroes meant for their roles. But RQ trying to break the boundary, and that was a new entrance to the Land of Dawn there. We haven't seen that one yet. Coming in from the top of the chessboard, RQ up against Fireflux Esports. One match to rule them all, and Brusco all ready to get an aggressive.
Ooh, did he get it or not? Apex, though, also with the aggression.
Ooh. Gonna walk right into Brusco there. Brusco able to get the first blood.
That's huge. Now, kind of breaking some things down. We see the Arlots on the roam. Phoveus is in the mid. And, I mean, again, could be a good play here. I feel like RQ, what they really need to do is do what they're doing right now. Just keep the harass up. Harass TNZ. Do exactly what Fireflux did to you, RQ. Now, the side of Fireflux, they got to keep RQ at bay at this point. They have the mobility. They have the Martis. So RQ's looking for that early game, the snowball. So Fireflux, if they can stop that, keep them at bay, I think that's their win conditions here in the early stage.
I do want to say that when it comes to first turtle, RRQ might have the advantage here. With so many fighters are going to kind of have a nice early game punch. They're going to have a nice early game spike. You have this Martis. You have plenty of CC on the side of RQ. Fireflux might want to fight elsewhere unless TNZ wants to go for kind of a cheeky steal here. Rosa still hasn't hit level 4 yet. May not have it for the first turtle.
Yeah. the biggest thing that I am seeing here is we have a lot of purifies picked up by RQ, right? So they're looking to get out of Rosa's sets. They're looking to get out of Apex's sets. Same with Alien. I mean, there's just so many opportunities that they could get caught. RQ looking to take this first turtle, though. Able to secure it with no problem. Apex in trouble.
TNZ doesn't even go for it. Knows that it's, nope, we're not even going to try that. They got 4 big boys sitting around the turtle right now. Yeah, and I think it's a smart play. I think Fireflux needs to focus on the off lanes right now. Ooh. Wait a second. Apex 47 get in trouble once again, and Skylar flickers in, picks up the kill there. Right back to base. How did he do that? The man is a mad Cole. Ends up in gold lane in a matter of seconds, but comes in just quick enough to find that kill.
Rosa's reaction speed is just too much. Flickering out of that, being able to dodge 2 of RQ is huge. Again, I think they do need to put some pressure onto Rosa. I like the lane clear. TNZ able to steal the lethal wander there. That's huge. Again, we need to see the scaling by Erad. So next turtle might be falling into there. Skylar, I think he's doing pretty well in his lane, right? He's already 1-0-0. He's got a little bit of an advantage on Sunshine, but again, that goes to show that the carry is that late game hero in the marksman lane. So we're looking at early stage snowballing by RQ and a little bit of a late game for Fireflux. I feel like that's what they're going to be aiming for.
Yeah, Fireflux needs to find some momentum, though. I think if Skylar is able to just farm freely here, then Atan is going to be a problem. This is like funneling at its best. It's like old school fighter off lane. You know, they're just going to pocket around Skylar here. You're going to have 4 fighters sitting around Skylar as he sits in the middle of this team, just causing mayhem, and Fireflux is going to have trouble finding a way to break through. Apex 47 able to land the implosion and get the knock up onto Arad and Brusco. Rosa looking for the Glacier, able to get the freeze on Brusco, and TNZ picks up the kill, but now Apex in trouble. Target locked from Octa with the Demonic Force, able to find Apex 47 there. Another turtle should go over the side of RQ, but Alien doesn't want to let it happen. TNZ also making his way in with the dash, looking for the damage. A nice stun, and TNZ able to find it. Now TNZ on to the next target. RQ forced to back off.
This is the aggression that we needed to see from Fireflux, right? Like, you were looking for it, and they wanted still more.
Whoa! Erad able to just get away, but TNZ takes the purple. That's what I like to see from Fireflux. Like you said, finally answering back and evening the gold.
All I can say is that Fireflux, they always seem to somehow gain control over the jungle and keep them at bay. Kind of looking at some items, we see penetration being picked up by Rosa, so going to be dealing a decent bit of damage here. We also do see TNZ picking up the Blade of Hep there, and that is the early game pressure, but look at this!
The pushback from Apex 47. Brusco in trouble, gonna get taken out. Sunshine picking up the kill. Now matching Skylar 1-0-1. Fireflux finding momentum at 5 minutes. Everyone's got their first items locked in, and that's when they knew they could strike.
I'm so surprised that they didn't attempt to engage in that, but hey, again, just take it slow is what it seems like RRQ's plan, even though I feel like they need to maybe engage a little bit more and take some riskier plays here. They do have a Martis on their hands, so we'll see. It might be all up to Skylar at this point.
Ooh, you can tell Apex is searching right now. He's hunting for that implosion. He's protecting Sunshine here. He knows what RQ's trying to do. Sunshine playing it safe as well. I think Fireflux knows this. As long as we don't fall really behind here, we're kind of winning. Because eventually this 4-man fighter comp could fall off. Rosa in a little bit of trouble though. Rad gonna be able to pick up the kill there. One more hit. No! Rosa gets away. Apex saves the day. Octa gonna move on to him, and even if he goes down, but no, Rad still finds it. 2 kills, a double for Rad. TNZ should be able to get him as well. Coming back, but now TNZ in trouble. Brusco and Banana on the hunt, but TNZ gets back to base safely. Speedy Light Wheel comes out from Sunshine. Banana gonna be able to walk out of the jungle safely, but RQ Hoshi crack the mid-tier 3.
they cracked that and the bottom tier. So they took two turrets and were able to secure 2 kills there. They did lose 1 on their side. So I think that's a win on their part. Taking out that mid turret, and look, they're already engaging under the blue buff onto TNZ while also the turtle is here. My guess is that looks like Skylar was able to take that blue buff. So again, neutral objective securing on RRQ side is just insane right now.
Ooh, Rad able to get the turtle.
There it is.
Brusco, though, dashes in. The rest of RQ trying to enclose onto him. Alien in trouble as well, dashing away the Nonic Force, keeps on finding him. Another shot. Octa looking for one more. RQ Hoshi, though, decides to back off, not going to overcommit. They got the turtle, putting on more pressure, and able to secure it.
I thought Sunshine was maybe going to have a little bit of a flank play, but Skylar
TNZ finally catches him lacking in the bot lane. Brusco going to try to come in. TNZ might be lacking himself here. Octa wants to lock on. TNZ scared to use a dash. Octa doesn't have the demonic force, though. TNZ knows it now. He knows he's going to be able to get away safely. Alien here to help out. Rosa coming in, but up at the top side. Sunshine finds Banana. Brusco going to get frozen. Alien causing some mayhem. But here comes Arad. It's a slugfest, boys and girls, and they're ready to fight, put on a show for us. Alien taking a little bit of damage. Octa with the demonic force. Apex waiting, sidestep, step, looking for a possible strike here, but Alien going to go down. Apex 47 doesn't have the implosion to fight there.
I mean, this is just blows by blows from both sides at this point. Right now, Fireflux definitely fighting back, taking picks where they can. If RQ really needs to focus on Sunshine at this point, like the scaling on the carry is going to be dangerous paired with Apex. Apex is just coming clutch, and so is Alien. To be honest, like TNZ has been able to escape situations that he normally shouldn't be able to. The final slash by Brusco going wide sometimes. So again, these little mistakes are playing into Fireflux's favor.
Most definitely. I mean, Fireflux, yeah, and as long as RQ is not extremely ahead of them, I still feel like Fireflux has the better late game here. They have answers to RQ just like RQ's answers to them. And the thing about RQ's composition here is with all of these fighters, with the way that Skylar kind of wants to play, RQ Hoshi is going to be forced to kind of group up here and there. And that's going to give advantage to Apex 47. It's going to advantage. Oh my God!
Oh.
TNZ! Time after time. He's pulling a banana right now, hanging out on the backside. It's okay if he goes down, but he wants to sidestep. He goes down to the decimation. Arad able to pick up the kill with no retribution. That could be bad for Fireflux, though. Lord is still on the map. The rest of Fireflux going to have to pick up the pieces that TNZ left for them. Sunshine able to get some huge freeze and outplays. Gets the play. 3 members down to the side of RQ Hoshi. Arad now going up against Alien, but he's not going to be able to get away. Rosa comes in and takes him out. That's 4 down for RQ. Skylar finally back on the map, but Fireflux taking control.
Fireflux is looking just like AP Bryn at this point. Every time the first Lord's coming up, they're just gaining so much ground, and being able to secure this first Lord and taking 4 of RQ is going to be troublesome for RQ. Again, you got to give it up to Apex. Apex paired with Rosa with that frigid glacier and the implosion was just too much for RQ to take.
The Ultra instinct is real right now for Rosa. Brusco now in trouble as well. Rosa put another kill into the pocket. Fireflux relentlessly advancing right now. Not looking to give RQ any time to breathe.
Yeah, this is rough. RQ really needed that snowball early on to be able to scale. Again, Octa doesn't have a death. It's kind of looking like just like last match. Octa's going to have to start popping off as well. TNZ just keeps finding Skylar. So I feel like if RQ wants to stay in this game, Skylar is going to have to stop getting caught by TNZ.
Yeah, but Fireflux, man, they're going to take all tier 2s. Lord won't get the crash, but we're looking very similar to game number 2. Fireflux breaks it down to nothing but inhibitors on the first Lord. RQ Hoshi, man. It's like, who do they even go for? Because they got to worry about TNZ. They got to worry about Sunshine now. They have to worry about Rosa. It's a tough call, and they have the players that can kind of pick people off, but if they split up too much, they get taken down. And if they group up too much, they have to worry about the implosion and the I'm offended and the glacier.
Yeah, right now I feel like RRQ really just needs to. They have the Benedetta. I like what their approach is now. Do some split pushing. Where's that tactical, positioning that we seen from Banana in the first game? I feel like with that, with baiting out utility from Fireflux before full frontal engages, RRQ could turn this around, but they have to do that. They keep running into every ultimate that Fireflux has face first and they just think they're not going to have any repercussions.
Yeah, I will say this is the difference. One of the differences between the time that we saw Banana able to do that was exactly what we said when we saw the draft is this time they have the Tigreal on Apex 47 and they have Alien in the back line and they have Rosa also kind of protecting Sunshine here. So it's very tough for Banana to find any kind of angle here.
This time,
Fireflux are the hunters, man. I think they just have that card. Banana's not going to be able to do what he did last time.
I feel like the communication right now from Fireflux, they've kind of read the map at this point. They know that Banana's just kind of, they don't know where he's at, but they have an anticipation that he's in this bush, and Apex is watching it with a passion, and they found it. This is going to be a little tough situation here. Do they go for it? Concealed play.
Concealed play comes in. But not today, Banana. Not today. Taken out. That's going to be a big advantage for this Lord. But RQ isn't going to let it stop him. Alien, TNZ, Sunshine chipping away as Alien tries to zone out a Rad. Just keep him backed up. Fireflux going to change pace. TNZ moving position. Taking a lock onto the purple buff. Back to Lord now. Waiting for the rest of the team to come in. A nice reset to buy the team some time so that they can make it a 5v4. Look at the damage on off to Sunshine. Speedy light wheel. Deletes him down. Skylar force the entropy back instead of forward. RQ got to go running back to the bases. Fireflux takes another Lord.
The passion that they've had from last game, bringing it into this game, RQ definitely seems to be down in the dumps, and Fireflux are they are roaring and ready and on fire at this point. Another Lord going to be barreling down RRQ's lane. Kind of taking a look at some of the items again. Nathan's almost online, but Sunshine is just overall controlling the damage at this point, fully built for this next Lord push. I think RQ, they can defend it. All of them are alive. They still have all of their tier 3s, but again, this is going to be an enhanced Lord. It will crash into a tower, and the base will be broken open, and Fireflux looking to take as much as they possibly can here, Trex.
All right, let's see how they do this. Lord going to be a little delayed on the bot side as Fireflux pushes in on the mid and top. Waiting for that connection. Fireflux going to continue to chip things away. RQ Hoshi position themselves behind the bottom inhibitor. They're going to try to chip down the Lord. Lord's taking a step backward, forced to go after that minion. A slight mishap. Not able to get the full push in. Skylar able to melt it down. Fireflux have broken one. Look at for Alien coming around the backside for the I'm offended. Rad goes down. The Glacier falls onto 2. Fireflux looking for more damage. Rosa does fall though as Fireflux continues to look for more members. Brusco gonna be the next one. Skylar keeping a nice range and doing good chip damage, keeping Fireflux out of the base. It's a 2-for-1 plus an inhibitor over to the side of Fireflux.
Fireflux once again coming out on top. A lot of immortalities were baited out of Fireflux, so RQ possibly looking for some type of an advantage. I like it. I mean, they're attempting to maybe make a play on the left lane. Again, they're having a tough time here. If they're able to shut down Sunshine and maybe keep TNZ at bay, that could be their win conditions, but you can already see he's feeling out the zone. RQ pushed back against the wall. Will they become the predator or will they become the prey?
Definitely the question on all of our minds. With an 8,000 gold lead, it's going to be very, very tough for RQ to withstand this. They had a composition that kind of needed to snowball that in my eyes would eventually fall off. I felt like RQ might have had the early game, and then eventually there would be this tipping scale by not having a huge bursting mage, by not having, you know, a bursty jungle or even actually a utility jungle. Because the thing about Artis is it's utility and it has this great early game snowball effect, but it is not super viable at 20, 21, 22 minutes in. And that's the territory we're getting to right now. And Fireflux has already reached the point that they need to.
Sunshine.
Conceal play though.
No!
Rad Octa not able to find anything. Sunshine able to sidestep and get away. All RQ is able to do is reset the Lord of Tienzi. Gets the offended onto Brusco there. RQ still holding the distance. They are bulky enough to take some shots to the face.